Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be looking at euro dollar and then pound dollar. Okay, so last week we actually looked at pound AUD, though it's not my major pair that I trade, but I just actually took it to just see how things are going to move, because I don't have any setup on the other pairs. But this week is very interesting. Okay, so this week we are looking at pound dollar. So let's start up from the daily time frame. Okay, let's reset our charts. So on the daily time frame, we were having this very strong consolidation to the upside. It's not quite momentous. Yes, it doesn't have much momentum on it, but yes, it did have little pressure to the upside. Okay, so you can see we expected price to actually sell around these areas, but price didn't react to it. It just came and pierced through it, then started mitigating and doing a whole lot of things. Okay, and also price tested it around this area that was here, but you can see price came back down and then started giving this huge momentum, tapped, mitigated, went consolidated, came down, then gave us a double top, and now we are seeing price being at the downside. Okay, so right now let's say we are bullish, but in the short run we are let me say bearish. Okay, but our main talk of the day today is actually bullish momentum. So today we are actually going to be looking at pound dollar for a buy. So you can see right now we are in a buy momentum, and yes, those using trend line say it has tested, it has broken with pressure, went back and tested, and then they'll be looking for the next bearish run. Okay, so but by the way I trade, I used to trade patterns, and patterns, this is how I would have seen it. Actually, I would have seen price this way in a channel, okay, in a rising channel. So you can see, and my horizontal ray would have just been here, which means when it reaches the double top, I'll be buying, I'll be selling right from here on daily time frame, just right there. Stop loss currently will be around this area. That's very huge. Okay, around this area. Then my TP will actually be here. Okay, but in this case we don't know what can happen right now, so let's just see what price can give us. Yes, I am bullish, but let's see what price can give us. So on the daily time frame, or sorry, on the weekly time frame, we are having price giving us higher highs and higher lows, okay, and now we just approached an upper bottom and we haven't broken our low yet. So let's see whether price is going to consolidate around the area, give us a bull flag, then push to the downside, or what is going to do. Okay, so a bearish flag, okay, then move to the downside, or is it just going to continue? Is it going to do that and tap and then move back to the upside? So yes, let's see what happens. Let's currently go to DXY and see the dollar strength. So in the DXY, what I actually had, okay, on this DXY is that you can see just right here, price went up, gave us a high, came down, gave us a low, now broke our previous high and came down and broke our previous low. It just gave us a little pullback and it went to the downside. Now give us a double bottom, and now price is just pushing down, reaching our order block, okay, which is right here. So we don't know if price is just going to do that and then shoots to the downside, or price is going to break, or price is just coming there to tap, mitigate, and then start pushing, break our structures and start pushing to the upside. So if price breaks, what I would like to see is price actually doing something like this, come back to this particular demand area and then going very up. Okay, so now that is what I'll be looking on DXY. So on DXY right now I am currently bearish because there is nothing to look forward to. Okay, so I'm currently bearish because last week I myself expected the DXY to tap into these particular areas, which price has tapped already, and right now we are looking for the next bearish run. Okay, we're looking for the next bear run. So support and resistance, we'll be looking at this area as their major area for price to resist. And so let's look at what happens. So if price resists here, we'll be looking at price to start shooting all the way to the downside, favoring us into taking our shots on the dollar. Okay, so now let's go back to our pound dollar. So on pound dollar, it's the same thing that is actually just happening. Price came down, gave us a shot. Actually, this is actually a double bottom. So I don't know if price is coming down to tap into an order block which is found around here, which I'll show you on the 4-hour and then the 2-hour time frame. This particular candle right here. So let me just put an arrow for you to see the candle, and then I will be able to show you on the 4-hour. So now this is the candle right here. So let's just leave it like that, and yeah, so let's just leave it there and then push up. Okay, so now on the weekly time frame, let's identify our high and low. So our high of the week is this, right? Actually it is actually this one, because price hasn't broken that structure. It just tapped with wicks, which I consider candle bodies as break of structure, and this will be our low for the week, right? This will be our low for the week because price came up, and so it couldn't break this particular structure. Now let's look for our daily low and high. So on the daily time frame, what we actually were looking at is this price right here. Very interesting, right? So on the daily time frame, I'll consider this as my high of the day. This will be my high of the day, and then my low of the day. Okay, this is my high and low of the day. So this is what I have, because you can see price came and gave a high, then broke that low. Okay, now you can see what is happening right here. So price hasn't broken this high, and I will consider that. So if price had broken, this would have been our weekly high and our daily high. Probably maybe something would have integrated to give us our weekly high, our daily high, and then our weekly low being here, and then our daily low being around this areas, maybe for a potential, maybe something like this, and then we move to the upside. But yeah, this is what we have on price on daily time frame. So now let me highlight once again where the area is before I just this one. So now let's remove the arrow, and now keep your eyes track on that area. Okay, so the 3 candles I've highlighted right there. So let me just highlight it with let me see my red zone. Yep, the red zone will be enough. Let me identify. So now that this is actually my low of the week, and then my high of the week, my low of the day, and then my high of the day, let's navigate to the 4-hour time frame to know which one we are in. So on the daily time frame, we are actually in a bullish run. Okay, we are actually in a bullish run. So you can see on the daily time frame, price yes broke this, but also broke this actual these areas, not all that. So we are actually in a bearish run. Yes, that was actually in a bearish run, which price can just come tap, then you move to the upside. Okay, that is what I'm looking at. So now let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Whilst we are bearish on 4-hour daily, we are bullish on the weekly, bearish on the daily, and then bearish on the 4-hour. So let's look at our high and low of 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, I did leave this as my high and this as my low. Okay, this as my high and this as my low. So right now, let's clear most of my charts. Let me just clear these lines. Then we have pure price action to go on. So now there we go. So let me just analyze and then show you what I can see on the 4-hour. Let me just fast. this is what I have. Okay, so this is what I've actually gotten. So from here I'll say this being our selling climax, and then this being our this being our preliminary supply right there, our selling climax, which is right here, our automatic rally, our spring, then our upthrust, which is just right there. Then this can be our test. This areas can be our test. Then we have our last point of supply, which is this. I don't know if so a break of structure. Then we are having price coming back to tap into our last point of supply. It's around this area. I identified this as my order block, but it kind of seemed like price is breaking through that. So I don't know if price might do this and then come back down to tap into this particular order block that I was talking about, which is actually here. I'd like to see that one. Let me clean this up. This is the one I highlighted with the arrow, but I removed it I think earlier. So you can see this particular this was moved momentously, and then the price never came back to tap into it. When you look at the price action, you can see that the price had a low right there, then a high, okay, right here too as well. So price broke the low and the high of it, and then you can see what has happened. This price tried to come down, but I think it met this particular structure. There was a very strong resistance. If I just put on my horizontal ray psychological level right there, so you can see there was a very strong resistance. Price resisted from here, resisted from here. When crashed, you can see how the candle pressured itself before breaking and those kind of things. You can see how price just tapping on this particular resistance line, and when you check, price came and tapped on this and then couldn't break further. They started moving to the upside. Okay, when price came down here, it just tapped into another block which was within this candle. They started rallying all the way to the upside. Okay, you can see price has tapped into 90% of all the other blocks. Hasn't tapped into this, but has now filled it. Hasn't tapped into this, but has now also filled this. Now it's left with this to be filled. Okay, this particular imbalance needs to be filled, and for it to be filled, we would like to see price. And this is actually where liquidity lies. Okay, let me just take this as a photo. Yeah, so this is where liquidity lies. So where I'll be targeting to shoot my gun if price breaks this. Yes, I'll be happy, but I'm kind of nervous how it will be if price break this structure. Okay, so that is what I'll be looking at in the long run. So right now I'm actually going to be doing some other things with price, starting up with this particular area. So we are going to be looking at price on trial using this particular structure breaking. So we don't know if price might tap into this particular triangle before pushing to the upside, right? So what I'm looking at on for next week on GU is actually for buys. If price might pump up right here, or price might just pump up from this particular triangle right there. I don't know which is which, but I'm waiting to see how price reacts and see how price is going to behave on this particular area. So yeah, let's now look at EU. Okay, for the meantime, so let's save this and move to EU. So on EU, I am looking at price prior to how it is going to react. EU is not something complicated for me because it's just something simple I'm going to highlight. So this is what I have for EU. So you can see price started creating higher highs and higher lows, lower highs and lower lows, tapping into another block which was found around this area. Now we are seeing price to move down, tapping this particular let me see, low of the day. Now it currently barely broke. Let me just look at it. Let me see whether price has broken or price is still around this area. Let's take this week. Okay, price has barely broken this. Okay, so whilst price has broken, let's look for an opportunity to take our buy entries. Why will I be buying on EU? I'm buying on EU because when we go to the daily time frame, we have where price left and couldn't tap into. Let me add this week too. price left from here and couldn't tap into it. That was you can see these imbalances that is found. So I actually use this areas. I use an indicator called the FBG, and if you so you can just, if you want to see it, you can just go to the indicator section and then type FBG. Okay, let's type FBG, and so FBG, and then you can see the first one, if you can just use that one as. So when you just open, you can see how it has highlighted the imbalance areas. Okay, so now price has filled this area, and now we are looking to see how price is going to react off of this other block down there. Okay, we don't know if price is going to react to that place or price is going to tap into this double bottom right here with 2 candles and move to the upside on the daily time frame. But we do expect price to hit and then move back to the upside. So let me double click and bring out my RSI. So on RSI, what I do have is a simple divergence. So you can see price is actually in an uptrend with this trend line, and in a downtrend with this particular trend line on the RSI. So the RSI is giving us a strong wish that price is now planning to shoot to the upside. So looking at this place, so you can see from here, from this particular line, you can see price is selling whilst price is buying right here. So now right now we're just tapping into, we're looking for the next bull run. Okay, on EU. I didn't use this on GU to show you the RSI. So anytime you have an indicator, you want to have a clear chart and you don't want to remove the indicator, just double click, it will disappear. When you double click again, it is going to appear as well, for you to not lose your data and then your settings on the RSI. So that's the best way to be able to open and close your RSI. So I am using my settings on RSI is actually just having 70, 50, and then 30. Okay, and then 30. So that is going to give you a sense of price. Okay, so now let's go back to our 4-hour time frame to analyze the price, how price is going to move. My network is currently slow somehow, but let's manage with that. So I just hit my RSIs. Now on the 4-hour time frame, price was moving in a downtrend, right? So you can see from here, price came up, then kind of consolidated, and now went up, breaking this particular high, right? This particular high, which is just here, and then consolidated, broke down, and right now I'm looking for sales on GU before the buys. So let's go to the 2-hour time frame where I actually take my entries. So on the 2-hour time frame, what I do see is an order block. I don't know if price has tapped, but price to me hasn't tapped because it is still a consolidation period. Okay, so you can see how price is slowing down, and looking at this particular doji right here, I expect price to just tap into it and then push to the upside, mitigate, push to the upside, tap into this particular areas, then we look for the next bull run, tap down below around this area, then we take our buys. Okay, the price can just come to this one right here, then we take our buys. But with that, what I would wait for is, if I see price approaching this area, I'll just wait for price to come down and then do something like this, break structure on the daily time frame or on the lower time frames, giving me a high and low, then price tapping on the other shoulder, maybe even creating wicks, and then we push price back to the upside. So let's look at what happens. So let me bring up my markups for the week on EU and show you what I'm looking for, right? So these are my markups on EU, and these are the trades I took last week on EU. So actually I over leveraged my account and then $10 was taken from me, but that's not a big deal. We are still looking at it. Okay, so right now I'm looking for price to go back here. You can see how I just marked up my lines. You can see my order block line down below here. My TP is all here and marked it as safe I'm trading a safer Wyckoff, right? So somebody asked me in the group of Smart Money Concept, my calls group, that whether I was trading Wyckoff. I said yes, but the way I marked them, I haven't actually listed my names and those kind of things and the labels. But yeah, so that's what we do. Okay, so guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and tap the notification button. for Tuesday updates.